Happy 2022! I recently started setting up my planner for the new year, so I thought I'd hop on here and show you what I've done so far. Our new 2022 digital planner set comes with 10 weekly layout options to choose from. I spent the last few weeks testing out the different layouts to see which one I wanted to use for the year. I decided to stick with my go-to layout, which is the horizontal planner, and the weekly layout is the horizontal week, and I've chosen a Monday start. This layout is simple and it gives me a space for everything I need in my weekly planning. First thing I did was change the cover color. I usually stick with the standard white cover, but I've been drawn towards darker colors at the moment, so I'm going to try out the black version for now. The next thing I did was set up my custom sections. For this year, I set up a section for work, which is DashPlanner, personal, family and household, around the house, and a miscellaneous section to put any random notes that really don't have a place. I like to type in the section titles with the text tool to give them a cleaner look. This also makes it easy to copy and paste the titles onto the divider pages and resize them as needed. You'll see that there are some lines under the section title. This space can be used to write in a small description of the section or to list out the contents. I've placed a few pages into the sections already, so I'll give you a little peek into the kind of stuff I keep in my sections. Under my work section, I have some task list notepaper. I use this list to keep track of product ideas and content updates that are currently at the top of my list. Under personal, I have a mood board page where I pasted in images of things I would like to add to my wardrobe. Nothing under the family section yet, but this will probably be where I add in baby-related notes or journaling. Around the house is where I keep pages related to home projects. Here I have another mood board for my office reno and a yard plan for the herb garden I hope to start one day. And the miscellaneous section is currently empty as well. On the yearly calendar, I marked some important dates using the highlighter tool. It's not super detailed, but sometimes it's nice to get a quick visual overview of the year to see which months are busy and which are slower, so I can kind of mentally prepare for that. Moving on to the year overview, for this page I pulled up my 2022 pre-planner workbook to reference what I had written down. This is a free download available on our website that I'll link in the description. I pulled up the important dates page in the second window in GoodNotes, and then simply copy and pasted the dates I had over to the planner. This year I mostly just had birthdays and anniversaries, but you could do this with any important dates that you'd like to see at a yearly glance. If you want to keep certain life areas separated, you can even duplicate this page, keeping important dates related to, say, your work or school schedule. I duplicated the page to have a separate yearly overview for my work. This is usually where I keep track of product releases for DashPlanner, but I'm having my first baby in the beginning of February, so I'm trying not to set up too many deadlines and pressure myself for 2022 just yet. But this is where I would map out content for the year, so I'll come back to this page later on when I'm ready to get back to making products again. The next thing I did was add in holidays on the monthly calendar. For this, I used our holiday sticker set, also a freebie, and opened the sticker book in a second window once again. For the holidays that fall on different days of the year, I'll just quickly pull up my Apple calendar and reference the date. Then I'll go through it and place all the holiday stickers for the year. Next, I did birthdays and anniversaries. For birthdays, I like to use this cute little cupcake sticker that comes with the planner and type in the person's name. Once I have it formatted to just the way I like, I'll then copy and paste this for the other birthdays. I can always reference my important dates pages while I'm doing this too. I did something similar for anniversaries as well. I also repeated this process for annual medical appointments. Since digital planners are just PDF templates that act kind of like digital paper planners, you'll still need to use a smart calendar like Apple or Google Calendar if you want to keep track of reoccurring appointments or to receive reminders. My annual medical appointments are usually scheduled 6 months to a year in advance, so I'll quickly just note them in my phone's calendar and then come back to them and add them to my digital planner when I want a more visual overview of my appointments. For the weekly layout, I like to determine which tasks occur every single week. I'll use the highlighter tool to create a checkbox and then add in some styled text. Once the tasks are styled to my liking, I can then easily copy and paste these tasks from week to week. Something new I'm trying out this year is to keep my most used stickers in the included sticker book pages. I like to keep my planner simple, so I usually stick to gray stickers. I went through my most used sticker packs and copy and pasted the stickers so they are all available on one page. I even took it a step further and added this page to my planner's outline. Now when I open the outline via the Pages tab, I can quickly access my stickers. Adding specific pages to the outline is a handy little trick, and you can do it with any page in the planner. I'll be cracking into all the other page templates as the year goes on, but one thing I swear by is keeping a master task list. This is where I keep all the little tasks running around in my head. I copied the checklist notepaper page and pasted it right after the index page. This way, it's always just one swipe away from the index. And that's pretty much all I do to get my planner ready for the new year. I like to keep it simple in the beginning since the planner will start filling up as the year progresses. I know many of you have been requesting to see how I do my monthly and weekly planning, so I'll show a little bit of that right now. Around the first of the month, I'll start setting up that month's calendar. I begin with the overview page where I can brainstorm about that month's important dates and objectives. During this time, I'll scan through my phone and check in with my husband and family to get an idea of what's coming up. From there, I'll try to pinpoint what I want my overall main focus or focuses for that month to be. Then I break down the month into these 3 areas: personal, professional, and around the house. This spot is great for listing out specific tasks in each category or for setting an overall intention in that area for the month. Something new I added to this year's planner is this life area section. I feel like it's super easy to get caught up in pouring all of our time and energy into one life area, which usually causes other life areas to suffer a bit. A simple way to keep the balance is to try and do something in each life area so nothing gets neglected. I know for me, I tend to get caught up in doing all the things that need and should get done, and I often forget to schedule things just for fun too. While filling out the pre-planner workbook, I came up with some ideas of things I'd like to do related to each life area. I can now reference this list whenever I'm filling out the monthly life balance section. Once I filled out this page, I'll move over to the calendar view and fill in anything that has a specific date assigned to it. This would also be a good time to start adding in those life balance activities from the overview. While I like to keep my pages simple, sometimes I do like to add in a pop of color based on the month or season. For January, I decided to add in some blue stickers. I was also in a bit of a wintry mood, so I added just a few elements from the winter sticker set freebie. For my weekly planning, I usually choose Sunday as my day to sit down with my planner and plan out for the upcoming week. I'll first reference my monthly calendar to see if there's anything I have put down for that week. I'll then visit the weekly page and start with the weekly preview. Also, a new addition to the 2022 planner, the weekly preview page is a great way to brainstorm about the upcoming week without worrying about setting times and dates yet. I'll think about what's going on in different aspects of my week and fill in the must-do and would-like-to task sections. From here, I'll move over to the weekly overview and start filling in the week. This week, I broke the task list into 2 sections, one for work and one for some household tasks. I like this blank section here to the right because I can customize it with stickers based on what's going on that week. Then I start assigning tasks to specific days. For this layout, I like to use the daily blank section as like a day at a glance spot, and then the line section for listing out tasks and other notes. In this current season of life, the monthly and weekly pages are all I really need for my planning, so I'll simply ignore the daily pages by never clicking on the links. Perhaps once the baby is here, I'll need to plan out my days in more detail, so maybe I'll start using the daily pages in my routine later on. I hope this video was helpful in showing you how I personally use the Dash Planner and maybe gave you some ideas or inspiration on using yours too. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments below or reach out via the contact form on my website. Until next time, happy planning!